Up next on End of the Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at Lindemans Brewery. This is a tropical fruit beer coming in at 8% ABV. Check it out. Hi everybody, it's Rich and welcome to End of the Day Beer Review. And today we're going to be looking at another offering from Lindemans. This is Lindemans Brewery. It's a tropical fruit beer coming in at 8% ABV. Excuse me. And it says on the label, mango, melon, and lime. It also says it's a lambic blend. So it says this mixed fermentation brew is crafted with traditional Belgian lambic and high fermentation beer, then blended with tropical fruits to provide intensely fruity flavor and a radiant golden hue. The taste is juicy and full-bodied thanks to the addition of mango, melon, and lime, resulting in a well-balanced tartness and a pleasant, easy finish. We predict that you'll love lambic door. I have to tell you something. These labels are getting smaller and smaller, and you know, beer companies, not that you care really, but it would be good if, you know, we could read what you wrote on there. This does come in a 4-pack. I was not gentle with this 4-pack. It says that Lindemans Brewery is, and it's D''OR, so I'm pronouncing it Dior, is inspired by the Belle Epique era of the late 1800s and early 1900s. This dazzling age was characterized by a fascination with the mystical and unknown, when those seeking a glimpse into the future sought out clairvoyance and interests gravitated towards all things arcane. Pour yourself a glass of Lindemans Brewery and indulge in a sensory escape to this bygone era. I don't understand how any of this connects to the beer, but hey, you know, whatever story they want to tell us, it's all good, because it's only beer. So let's crack this open. Now, I've had Lindemans Peach before. I have had Lindemans Framboise, and I had their other one, the raspberry one of this, which I have to say I really didn't care for. I thought it tasted more like a Flintstones vitamin than like a good like lambic, which, I mean, quite honestly, what do you call it? The Lindemans Framboise is just delicious. And how they damaged that was just, to me, sort of unforgivable. I'm sure some people love it. It just did not do it for me. I am using my trusty Guinness glass. Let's give it a pour. And you know, it does pour a light golden color, just like it says. Not a particularly big glass. This is an imperial pint. It does have an interesting aroma to it. I'm getting the Lindemans Peach, but it's almost like, this is gonna make me seem very old, but there are these things that they used to tell my generation were healthy, called peaches in heavy syrup. So it's like peaches in peach juice that has been fortified with like 200% sugar. That's not the recipe, that's just my estimation. And when you open that can of peaches in heavy syrup, you knew that peachy sweetness was there. And it was almost like a thick aroma. You knew you were diving into some serious sweetness there. That's sort of what I'm getting here. And it is peach, and it is sort of that sugar peach flavor. There's still this odd vitamin aroma. Like, I don't know if you've ever opened a bottle of like unflavored vitamins. There's just like that vitamin smell. Yeah. That's in the background. It's like hidden underneath the peach. In fact, it almost, the nose on this reminds me of like some sort of medicinal drink, because there is that undertone of vitamin. Like I can get the sweetness on it. I do. I get the peach on it. But I feel like all of that's being dialed up in the nose just to hide what's coming on the, you know, when I actually drink it. So let's see how it tastes. That is surprising. Okay, it drinks more like heavy peach syrup, or peaches and heavy syrup than I expected it to. In fact, it drinks almost, from a mouthfeel, it's almost a syrupy feel to this. It's very thick. There's alcohol in it. In fact, as soon as it hit my stomach, you could feel that burn, which is impressive considering this is, you know, an 8%er. You know, like I normally think of the alcohol burn in the stomach and I think, well, you know, 10, 12%. At 8, there is a pronounced burn in the stomach. So it starts with the peach. I'm getting a generic sort of melony flavor to it. I'm getting more of like a cantaloupe aftertaste. And there's definitely a citrus there, although I don't get lime. I get just like, again, a generic citrus. There's also a bitterness on the back of it that helps cut through some of that sweetness, which is not bad. And that being said, it's not a bad beer. It's not an unenjoyable beer, but it's suffering from the fact that Lindemans Peach exists. If I had never had Lindemans Peach Lambic before, I wouldn't know how good that is untouched. Now with them adding melon and lime to it, it's very nice. And the ABV on this is quite high, but you feel every sip of it. It's like burn, burn, burn. And I mean, I'm someone who drinks 14 and 50% beers without a major problem. And this has a significant alcohol burn to it. It's almost like it's trying to do too much. The peach is there. There's that sort of generic melon, sort of like cantaloupe aftertaste with some citrus, maybe it's lime. Underlying all of that is that vitamin taste and smell, particularly when you swallow and it goes into sort of like the back of your olfactory you know, canal and stuff like that. You get a very distinct vitamin-y sort of smell to it. So I think that's where the flavor sort of goes off the rails, is because I do get that vitamin flavor. And listen, maybe there are people out there that are looking for that exact flavor. And if you are, you know, if you're looking for sort of that, you know, like I almost think of it like a wheat germ type of smell. Then that's, you know, like this'll get you there. This'll do it. If you're more a fan of the traditional Lindemans Peach or Lindemans Framboise, then I have to tell you, I think you're going to be like really disappointed in this, because you could see how good the original was. There was just no need to mix it like this. I get it that they're probably trying to up the ABV and make it appeal to people who like a higher ABV beer, because the lambics, at least the Lindemans ones, are like 2%, 3% alcohol. So I understand that, but like one of the things I really like about Lindemans Framboise is that I can drink it and I'm not going crazy with alcohol. So I can drink it outside, I can drink it in the sun, and it's not a problem. At 8%, I think this one's a little bit dangerous as well, because yes, you feel the burn in your stomach, but I have to tell you, you know, like after 2 beers, a lot of that awareness of, you know, those signals that the beer has a lot of alcohol sort of goes away for a lot of people. And this is the type of beer that if you were to drink all 4 of those, you would be in really rough shape. And it's so sweet that I think it would give you a bad hangover. Now, am I going to finish this one? I have to be honest, I'm probably not, and I'm probably just going to give the other 3 to somebody, you know, who wants to try it, because this is definitely not one for me. I have to say, I dig the storytelling that they tried. I dig the packaging. The bottles are pretty. Even the price was sort of acceptable, if I remember correctly, that it wasn't like break the bank expensive. But the beer in the bottle in both cases, in both the raspberry and the peach, was sort of disappointing for me. Does that mean it would be disappointing for you? Maybe, maybe not. You know, if you're into that lambic style and you really, really like that sort of like grain germ type of smell from like, you know, what I always associate with vitamins, then this might be your thing. If that's not your thing, then I just go with the regular Lindemans, because the Lindemans Peach, I think it's very hard to beat. And the Lindemans Framboise, I don't think is really impossible to beat because it's so good. So, you know, would I recommend, you know, Door or Dior? I probably wouldn't get it again for myself. Should you give it a try? You see it out there as a single, I would definitely give it a try, especially if you like Lindemans and if you're more schooled in the lambic type of beers. Maybe this is what it's supposed to be, and I'm just sort of the, you know, the ignorant person, and I don't realize that this is exactly where it's supposed to be hitting. So, you know, like, I don't want to slam it. It's just not my particular type of beer. Would I buy it again? Probably not. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I don't think it's a particularly bad beer. It's just not a good beer for me. Anyway, folks, I hope you have enjoyed the review. If you have, please hit that like button, subscribe, share the videos if you really like them. I'd really appreciate that. I'm gonna probably not finish this one and pick a different beer out of the fridge. And I'll see you guys next time on End of the Day Beer Review. Cheers! I'm gonna go get something different.